Greetings, brave adventurers, and welcome back to the Tangled Crossroads podcast. I'm your host, Emerdorn, and today we begin with a recap of the first session of the new D&D campaign that I started on Wednesday called Mythrend. I'm excited to share this adventure with you. A quick note that you can check out the full session playthrough on my Patreon page. There is a link below in the description. Now let's unravel the threads of destiny in Mythrend, the Tempest Fury. It's a quiet, sunny morning in the port city of Brithtown. Our heroes are scattered among the populace, rising with the sun. We open with Fang, a half-orc, and his friend Gideon, who, with some unexpected free time, find themselves immersed in a poker game in the lively market. The cards are dealt and the stakes are high. However, as keen observers, Fang and Gideon sense that their well-rehearsed tells were becoming noticed by their fellow players. Realizing the game was on the verge of erupting into hostilities, they choose wisdom over bravado, stepping away from the table before tensions can escalate. Meanwhile, Godric, after a quick breakfast at the Hearthstone Haven, on the edge of the market, spends his morning dedicated to tracking down a contact. The search does not go well, and after running out of leads, he finds himself sitting on the base of a large statue in the center of the market, next to an old woman feeding the birds. Eothane spends the morning making deliveries for the Floating Leaf Apothecary, while also taking a moment to visit with Amber at the Morning Rye, a small bakery, where he buys a loaf of day-old bread. He encounters Fang in the market, and together they head off to complete the deliveries. Hallie, a resourceful apprentice at the Thorn and Thread Emporium, is entrusted with delivering a load of tanned leathers and bolts of cloth to Barry, a rotund dwarf, at his market stall. She struggles with the load and the crowd, but manages to deliver the goods as needed. As our party goes about their pursuits, a sudden, devastating, seemingly unnatural storm descends upon Brithtown. Dark clouds gather, and thunder echoes through the streets. The rain begins to fall in sheets, casting an ominous shadow over our hero's path. A scared horse dashes across the market, dragging a man. Godric and Hallie rush out to help. Hallie attempts to calm the horse, while Godric uses his sword to cut the man's arm free from the wagon. Eothane and Fang attempt to guide people to safety within the floating leaf. Godric gets the man to the apothecary, while Hallie gets the horse to the small stables attached to the Throne and Thread. The storm intensifies, and the Hearthstone Haven Inn collapses. Just as suddenly as it began, the storm passes. The town is devastated. Trees have been uprooted. Buildings have had their roofs taken off, and some, like the inn, have been destroyed. At the docks, the Sea Serenade, the fishing boat that Fang was employed by, has been washed up onto the docks, flattening several small buildings. All of the other ships in the harbor have been sunk. Many lives have been lost. Godric finds the old woman who had been feeding the birds lying under an overturned wagon. Quickly, the town rallies to help search for survivors and assess the damage. Even the town's leader, Lady Alora Hammersong, lends a hand. As everyone is trying to recover, Sergeant James Cotton enlists the help of our heroes to ride out and check a foundered ship along the coast, not far from town. They find a very unusual-looking warship. It bears no name, and its flag and banners show symbols of no land or nation that anyone has seen before. There are strange weapons and scorch marks on the deck that our party believes are the results of magical combat. Fang discovers a human boy struggling to stay above water, trapped in the stern. He swims in and rescues him, pulling him up onto the main deck. The boy speaks, but no one can understand him. James pulls a book he believes is the ship's log and some navigation charts for the cabin, but again, none are readable. The party returns to town with the ship's lone survivor. The sun is slowly beginning to set. James offers Fang and Godric a bed in the town's damaged garrison building, while Eothane and Hallie head off to their beds at their homes. Many questions linger in the twilight. How did this unnatural storm occur? Where did this mysterious ship come from? How will the town recover? Will Godric find himself spending another day sitting at the base of a statue feeding the birds? Join us next week when we find out as we continue our adventures down Destiny's path here at the Tangled Crossroads. May your dice roll true and your adventures continue to be nothing short of legendary.